Hi everybody. It's a pleasure to be here tonight and to share with Chazan Propus in this beautiful ceremony. And we've had some wonderful, mostly happy times with the Goldberg family, going back my 17 years here at Beth Yeshurun, and all the bar mitzvahs and everything. So it's all been really, really nice. And tonight is the culmination to have a beautiful wedding and to be here and celebrate together. So, we're going to begin by asking our two witnesses to step forward. And Joe, you're going to go first. So Joe, come right by the side of you. All right, so Joe. Yeah, just put your hand on it. If you'll sign your name in English.
Y'all so quiet.
This is serious. I know. Right, little small. And your witness was my pediatrician when I was a little boy. He knows enough about me to disqualify me. He's been a friend ever since, which is really nice. Okay.
David, you have to tell him what happened when he
No. Oh God, please
No,
don't.
don't, Joe, really.
Please don't. Are you used to this or not? You should know what to expect with my family by now, the two of you.
That's right. Jason was one of the first bar mitzvahs that Rabbi Rosen
Jason
did
was in.
when you came to Houston.
You came what month? March.
96.
Jason was December of 90 of what? 90. 96.
It was like I think you wanted 83.
I got you.
I'm finding him.
Sure, you guys, that's the best one yet.
Yeah.
I'm a prime time performer.
Okay. Now let's try this one in English.
Oh, that could be better.
Now, Emily, if you'll please.
You did?
I want to do Jason
Oh,
first.
Jason. That was Leeds first, huh?
Sign your name.
Oh, I'm
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Well, this is actually. Put in this paper here just so
No,
that
no,
it's
it's
mine.
full name, correct?
This will still be.
Yep.
You sure you want to sign it, Emily?
I read it already.
Did you negotiate? Two lawyers.
You know what? I asked that wrong. I should have said, Jason, are you sure you want to sign it?
They're experts. I need to practice.
Where's Joe? Oh, there's Joe. So Joe, I need you to stand
So
up for
hard.
a moment. Thank you, Chazan. And this beautiful ketubah, and I hope everybody will have a chance to look at it. It's a legal document, but look how beautifully it's been arranged, drawn and designed. It's really something special. And I'll make a reference to it a little bit later in the course of our service, but for the moment, I want to just draw your attention to the general meaning of this text. The language is archaic. It's in Aramaic. It's a language not even spoken any longer. It's not even Hebrew. It's Aramaic. And yet, what does it say? It basically provides that you each promise to love, honor, and cherish the other, to take care of one another, to promise to fulfill each other's emotional, spiritual, and physical needs, to be there for each other in times of joy and in times of sorrow, and to always be for each other what our tradition has always expected from a male, a female, a groom, from a bride. Jason, are you able to accept the terms of this ketubah as I broadly outlined them?
I have.
You have. You've signed it, and now you've given a verbal assent, and now in the presence of the witnesses, you'll also give a little tug, a little pull. So you saw that, Joe? Okay. You saw that as well? Okay, you've established with me what is called the kinyan. You've made an agreement with me, a promise to me, that you will uphold responsibilities you are assuming in becoming a husband. And Emily, are you prepared to accept the terms of the ketubah as I've broadly outlined them?
Yes.
Good. Please give a little tug. Very good. You've established kinyan with me. And now the ketubah has been signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yeah.
Okay? And in just a few minutes, we'll have an opportunity to actually read part of it, and then we'll have a chance, of course, to celebrate the fullness of a Jewish marriage. What I'm going to ask of you now, however, is if you will face each other. And we have a tradition that goes back quite a long way. You know, there's a story in the Torah about Jacob, who works how many years for his bride, Rachel? 7. Very good. She said she went to the insurance schools. Okay, I had to make sure. And you know what happened on the wedding night. It was a wonderful wedding night. Jason had a great time. However, when he woke up the next morning, he discovered that he'd been married actually to the older sister, Leah. Okay, he had kind of a sneaky father-in-law. And the father-in-law says, now if you want Rachel, you got to work another 7 years. Okay, so the rabbi said ever since that before you guys make it official, that you got to look at her, Jason, and you got to be sure you got the right one.
That's the one.
That's the one. And Emily, just to be on the safe side, is this the guy that you intend to marry as well?
He's a rag.
You know, it's like when you go in for surgery, they check your band and they ask you who you are and what your birthday is. Well, we expect at least as much scrutiny when you go stand under the chuppah. Okay, so Jason, I'm going to ask you to pull the veil over your bride.
Just don't touch her dress.
I know. I'm not here. That's right.
It's not, it doesn't go.
Doesn't go up?
That's fine.
That's fine. That's good enough. And Chazan Propus and I, before we move into the solemnity and the joy of the wedding ceremony itself, I ask you to look into each other's eyes as we invoke the Birkat Kohanim, priestly benediction. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you, and may the Lord be gracious unto you. May God's countenance be upon you. May the Lord grant you a life together that knows only peace and shalom, and the fulfillment of all your dreams and desires. Amen. Now tonight